Hello, everybody. So, I figured since it's getting close to Christmas and um, I believe Keith has tomorrow off, and then I think he has a couple days after Christmas off, and considering that Christmas Day we're going to be pretty much out all day because uh we are spending time. I believe we're spending the morning with Keith's mom and dad, and then later on in the day we're going to Keith's brother's house, and he's married and has a 9-year old. And so Keith got him a present, which hopefully he likes. I'm not entirely sure. Um, I know he has a Switch, but I don't know what games he plays. And anyway, since I still don't have a job, which is my own fault basically, but since I don't have a job yet, I am uh basically leaving it up to Keith, like the presents are gonna be from both of us kind of thing. And which is fine. I mean that happens. That's, a good way of doing things. But yeah. I don't know. I guess we're kind of struggling a little bit. Like, I'm excited. I'm excited to get to spend the second Christmas in a row with people. I'm also a little curious um due to how Keith has shared things about his brother and that side of the family and all that. And so I'm kind of curious to see the dynamics. It's like last year we just spent Christmas with his mom and dad. And I'm trying to remember why. I don't remember why. I don't remember if if his brother and wife and everything were gone for Christmas. I don't really remember what it was, but we just spent uh the day with his mom and dad. And then his mom dropped us, drove us back home and dropped us off, and we spent the rest of the day just digesting all the food we consumed. Um, so I don't know. I'm a little nervous, I guess. I'm, other than, we went out to dinner for Paul's birthday the day very soon after I first got here last year. And then we went to and then we've seen each other for like birthdays or done different things, but not they don't really communicate a whole lot, which I'm not saying that's a bad thing, that's a good thing, whatever. I don't know. So it'll be kind of interesting to be in their territory and to see how they act and react to things and stuff. So, also, I guess I'm a little nervous because, like, I'm weird because it's like I've learned to be extroverted, And in some cases, I am extroverted, but in some cases, I'm still very introverted. Like, I need my time to myself, or I need my time with just Keith and I, and, need time to recharge and stuff. And for some reason, you guys don't count. Like, I have no issues with talking to you guys or recording videos or playing games and recording it for you guys. I think in a way it's because I like sharing that kind of stuff. It's like, oh, I like this. Maybe there are other people that would like this. And, I find that kind of fun because, there's not a lot of communication that happens on the channel, which is fine. Like I said, that's perfectly fine. I've said before, this is just a place for you guys to come, hang out, watch videos, interact with me and or each other if you want to. Like, I'm not, at this point, it's like, yeah, it would be nice to get the YouTube channel monetized, but I'm not worried about it as much. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna wait through the holidays just because it can be kind of chaotic around the holidays and stuff like that. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so that after the start of the new year that I'm going to be looking for something. I still want to do part-time because, like I said, I still want to focus some time to just be able to get out and walk when I want to, or being able to go do laundry in the middle of the day, or or work on the YouTube channel or whatever, or write or whatever, Like, I don't want a full time 9 to 5 job, but it would be nice to have something so that I could accumulate a little bit of money to at least help, I can start saving again, and I can have some money to, like, go and get some snacks, or, like, I want to do some baking this week or next week, and I'm kind of nervous also because I haven't really done much baking, at least not totally by myself, so I'm kind of nervous about that. But also, I dug out an old cookbook of mine that I bought from Rosanna Pansino, Nerdy Nummies, I believe that's what it's called. I don't follow her channel anymore, but I used to watch her quite a bit, and it's fun because she's one of those that started from, working. She's one who's like built up her empire over the years and stuff, and so I don't know. I always liked her. I always liked how she could, like, nerdy stuff, like, cookies that had to do with video games, or like there's a recipe for like health and magic potions and stuff like that look like, like you get in D&D or whatever. And so I kind of want to try and do a bit more baking, especially since I have a bit more free time than a lot of other people, and I'm very grateful for that. Um, but yeah, so that's my goal. I want to um get out of my comfort zone a little bit. I want to find something part time that I can do so I can earn a little bit of money, and I want to do a little bit more as far as like cooking and baking. You know, I want to um expand my comfort circle, so to speak. But so yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Um, but yeah, I just want to say I'm very, very, very thankful for the community that we built up. I'm very thankful that you guys take time out of your day to watch my videos, and that we're able to find games that we enjoy, and that you guys seem to like. I noticed, because I get curious and I check out, like how my past videos have done. I've noticed that the theory videos seem to be a bit more popular. And that's really cool because, you know, I have theories, and like a lot of times, I haven't played these games myself, but I've seen so many other people play them that it's like, like if you watch gameplay videos from like various people, you tend to notice stuff. And it's also fun to see, I think the channel's called Ready Player React, or at least it used to be. I don't know if it's still active, but um, what they used to do is they used to, uh, borrow footage from like different people, like say Jacksepticeye played the game and Markiplier played the game and Corey. I can't even think of the whole username he has, but it's Corey something, and or like Dan TDM, or like different people, and they would borrow the footage and put it up there so that you could see different players' reaction. I remember one of them was the scene in Little Nightmares 2, where, spoilers by the way, um Mono and Six are wandering through the Pale City, and they go into this alleyway and they see a yellow raincoat lying on the ground, and it's like, oh, it's like seeing everybody's reactions to it and go, she found it. She found the raincoat. Of course, that also makes me wondering. I think I've heard other people ask this. How did, like, if this is the raincoat from the little girl from Very Little Nightmares, Because, again, spoilers, if you play that game, you find out that you're not playing as 6. That it's a different little girl who originally had the yellow raincoat, and then she dies, potentially, probably, at the end of the game, and her yellow raincoat comes up to the surface and kind of washes away. Well, we don't know where it went to. But in Little Nightmares 2, it's like you come into this alleyway and the music starts changing and it becomes Six's theme, and you're like, oh, it's the raincoat, you know. And I believe you get an achievement for it. I can't remember what the achievement says, but something to the effect of it's you or whatever, or destiny unlocked or something like that. But yeah, I always found that really cool because it was kind of like, she found the raincoat. She's, she's stepping into her destiny, which does make me wonder if the little girl from Very Little Nightmares, if she had survived, would she have been the one to go back to the mall and defeat the lady? Like, I don't know. But it's like, I like talking about stuff like that because, again, it's like Tarjay Studios, they leave that up in the air. And it's like, oh, maybe, or maybe it would be interesting if in one of the games, if you could come across a book that mentions like a prophecy that a girl in a yellow raincoat or a yellow cloak will come and whatever, and drain the power of the lady or something like that. But in a way, I kind of like that they don't answer a lot of questions. I like the fact that they kind of leave it up to interpretation. Like Sky Children of the Light does that too. And I know I mentioned that before, where a lot of times, like, you'll be running around or you'll be running past something or you'll light some candles, all of a sudden this mural will appear and you'll get a little piece of the lore, but it's drawings, so you don't get books in the game. You don't get that kind of stuff. And Little Nightmares is kind of like that, where you're like, it's like people, like players have noticed, oh, wait, there's a picture, like people who've found the picture of the Pretender from Very Little Nightmares in the lady's house, and they see the adult's feet, and then they guess based on the footwear or all that. They say, oh, that might be the hanging man, or that might be the lady, or that might be the teacher, or, I like games like that. I like games that don't just handhold you and they're like, here's the lore, here's the story. I mean, games like that are necessary sometimes. But, I like games that are or games like, I haven't played it, but like Mouthwashing, where the game starts out as something And then it's like all of a sudden weird things start happening, and you're like, oh, it's that kind of game, like it's a horror game, like you could be just playing a game thinking, oh, okay, this is a game about a group of people that go into space and encounter problems. And then you start playing the game and you realize, oh, oh, you know, it's like none of these people are the best, and that kind of thing. But yeah, I like different kinds of games. I like playing different kinds of games because it makes it a lot more interesting, if that makes sense. But yeah, so anyway, but yeah, I did want to let you guys. Sorry, I'm kind of rambling a little bit. One of those. I have a lot of thoughts, a lot of feelings. Sometimes getting them, combining them and trying to make them come out in a legible sense. Doesn't always happen, but again, that's the way I have been. And I'd like to think I've gotten a bit more expressive with you guys since I now no longer live. It's like I can record videos. I just don't want to, it's like when Keith is here, I want to spend time with him. I want to. And like the funny thing is that a lot of times his setup is right over there, so he's at his computer doing something. I'm over here doing something, and yet we're having fun. We're together. We're sharing with each other. And like, I like the fact that, like, if he looks over here, he can see what I'm looking at. If I look over there, I can see what he's doing. And, like, I've asked him questions, because, like, right now he's watching this series. I think it's on Amazon Prime. That is called Invincible, which is about superheroes. And I haven't, like, I've watched it, but he's wearing his headphones, so I can't, like, hear what the characters are saying. But, there's times I've, like, tapped him on the shoulder and gone, hey, sweetie, and then asked a question about what he's watching and all that. I believe Keith told me it's kind of like the series The Boys, which I also haven't watched. Which is kind of like, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember now. But yeah, so, but like, it's fun, we can each be doing our own thing, and yet, come together, or like, I can ask him a question, or he can ask me a question, or that kind of stuff. And like, it's cool. But yeah, I really appreciate being able to record pretty much when I want to. Now it does take a little bit of planning because, again, like I said, I have to, like, it's 12:02 right now. I've had lunch already. But and then I have to think, okay, do I want to, because, like, I also want to go down and do a load of laundry at some point. But again, I'm not 100% sure, and I tried looking up, like, if their hours had changed, and I couldn't find anything. So I'm like, I don't know. I just don't want to walk all the way down there and then find out, oh, it's closed, It's locked and no one can get inside, or anything like that. I don't even know if they would do anything like that, because it's basically like I've only seen the owners or the managers, or I'm not even entirely sure. I just know the last time I was there, which was like a few weeks ago, I saw there was a man and woman, and when I walked into the building, they were going in the back door. There's like a door on one side of it's basically kind of a round building, and but there's a door that's usually kept locked, and so when I walked in there, these two people had their keys and they were going into that back area. And so I'm like, oh, that's interesting. But it's like, I still don't know 100%. I think it's one of those places where the owners or the landlords or whoever's in charge of it, like, they don't spend all day every day in the building, if that makes sense. I think they just come when they need to, like, repair stuff, or they need to put up flyers or anything like that. I think they're only there for like a little bit, and then they leave. So, and it's like, I don't know if they have if they're in charge of like multiple buildings, or if it's just the one. But yeah, so I don't know. Kind of curious. And of course, I didn't really talk to either of them. Excuse me. Because they both seemed, they're both talking to each other, and they seem pretty deep into their conversation, so I didn't want to interrupt and go, hi, and be like, are you guys but yeah, like I said, I have no idea who they are exactly. I have no idea if they own the building, if they're the owners, or if it's like a franchise where it's like somebody's in charge of it. I don't know if they're like the manager of the location, or not entirely sure. But either way, it was kind of cool to see, because usually I go there and there's no signs of anybody who's like, no signs of anybody else there. You just go in and other people come in and use the washer and dryer, and so it's like I had no idea if it was one of those what am I trying, like, automated locations. If somebody just keeps an eye on it from a distance, or if it's something like, and it answered my question. Somebody does come there occasionally to do stuff, and but that's all I really know. They don't really, we didn't get talked to, or nobody was like, hey, I own this building now, or I'm in charge of this facility, or anything like that. And so it's interesting. But, yeah, so trying to think of what else I wanted to talk about. But I did want to tell you guys how much I appreciate you um being here, watching my videos, participating when you can, doing stuff, you know. Like, I appreciate it. I appreciate knowing that I have people who are watching, who are paying attention, who are hopefully looking forward to the next video I upload, whatever that might be. And also, I'm sorry I don't really stick to much of a schedule. Maybe I should start doing that, but at the same time, but at the same time, like, I've watched so many videos of YouTubers who are just like, where's, something. Oh, that mail. The mail got arrived. So, but yeah. So, I was just, I kind of forgot what I was gonna say. But, yeah. So, I guess I'm just trying to say I appreciate all of you. And I hope you guys are enjoying the, videos, and I'm gonna try to be a little bit more on the schedule, but maybe not. I don't know. I kind of like just being able to upload what I want when I want, And it's like there are plenty of creators out there who do stick to a schedule, who are like, yeah, I upload this date, this date, this date, and, I kind of like being more spur of the moment, especially considering how I'm actually free to do that most of the time. But yeah, like I said, I wanted to upload this video for you guys before the holidays officially start. And I wanted to let you guys know, I will do my best to try to upload a gameplay video, later in the week, but again, I'm not entirely sure when that's gonna be, and so, I just ask you guys to be patient with me, and I will do my best to let you know when it's gonna be uploaded. But in the meantime, I hope you guys have a great holiday. Hang in there. And I love y'all. Thank you guys so much for watching my stuff. And have a Merry Christmas. Happy Yule. Happy Winter Solstice. Merry Kwanzaa. Trying to remember what all that. Or even just a happy Thursday. A happy Wednesday and Thursday. But yeah, you guys, and like I've said, if you guys are at family gathering and you need to take a step away, feel free to hide in the bathroom and turn on my videos. I've got plenty that would hopefully keep you occupied. And again, I want to thank you for choosing to spend time with me, because I appreciate it. And I appreciate each and every one of you. But yeah, I'm gonna go now, and I will talk to you later.